What's happening?
What's happening?
Man, just rocking and rolling, man. Just get a couple things situated here. Just kind of see where we're at. See if we can't push. Get this shared. It's it's interesting to see how. Let's get this. All right, cool. So what's good, man?
Man, everything's good. Rocking and rolling. We launched Funnel Pilot. So in fact, on Thursday at 1:00, we'll be going through it again. So it's kind of been launched to the entire Honey Badger Nation. So get registered for that. You can go to funnelpilot.com or there's a post in the Honey Badger group for that. Done for you business solution. Off and running. We ran a little beta just to see how we need to improve the onboarding process, because setting up your Lofty account and all that stuff is really kind of wonky. And it's not. I would just say it's not as intuitive as most real estate agents would like. So got through a few little kinks in that the last couple of weeks, and got people up and running, getting leads. Before you know it, they'll be closing more deals.
That's it, man. We were chatting about it, prior to, and we were talking. It's just like, no matter what situation you're in, when it comes to production, you've got to gear everything towards motivated sellers. I mean, just period. It's just like, if you want to navigate and even gain a foothold to be able to build any type of momentum, it's almost damn near impossible to try to do it just on the buy side. Some markets you're able to kind of what we were talking about, and is what you were, referring to before we came on, talking about, new construction. And new construction typically, kind of offer an ad out there, typically, like you said, will generate a seller opportunity or more seller opportunities. But I still think, man, like, you've got to have some hooks in the water around, some type of offer, leveraging express offers with EXP to be able to get that type of cash motivated offer out there. And you look at the top teams on the planet, man, the top agents in any market, almost every one of them is using some type of motivated seller campaign. And I think the duality of it is even more so because it also opens up your opportunity from an investment side of things too. Right. And, you don't have to have the money to be the investor. If you just have the deal, the money's there. And so I think, just making sure that that's one core offer in your business around motivated sellers. And then if you don't have any foundation, don't have anything, I think this is where the Funnel Pilot tool is going to be fantastic to be able to come in, because it's not a hefty investment. It's $97 a month. And, obviously whatever your budget to throw at it once it's kind of set up is based upon your budget. But it goes back to kind of what you and I were talking about prior to, is, you start to look at the core four, and, I'm seeing agents right now that are thriving, but they've got at least two of the core four. And if you guys aren't familiar what we're kind of referencing to, it's Alex Hormozzi's $100 million leads, to where he introduces what he calls the core four. One is kind of your sphere marketing, your database. That's where, the people that know you, like you, love you, trust you, that you're reaching out to. What is that campaigns? What are you doing to stay top of mind, aware with them? The other is then going to be your one-to-many strategy. That's where your social media strategy is going to come in, playing that game. And if you guys haven't referenced back to some of the expert mentor conversations that I've had over the last 6 months, I would say, Kenny Trong's expert mentors that we did would probably lay a foundation of what you need to do without spending any money. It's one of the best effort conversations. And we did that not too long ago. And then, man, one really incredible one, cuz that we had on was Courtney Stewart. And Courtney's in Atlanta, and she crushes on two platforms. She crushes on Instagram and she crushes on TikTok. That's that one to many strategy, the social strategy. And then you get into core four. The other core four is the cold outreach, right? It's kind of you and I were talking about, and had a great expert mentors with Kevin Shoemaker. If you guys are looking for a cold outreach, you're not afraid to get on the phones, go listen to that conversation. I mean, that to me is kind of a non-negotiable. If you're going to have that outbound cold reach element, you need to kind of follow what Kevin's talking about. And then, the other one is ads, right? That checks all four boxes. And that to me is what Funnel Pilot's able to do at a low dollar cost acquisition to be able to generate some leads.
Yep.
It's traffic, conversion, and fulfillment. It's only those three things. And every room I go into, cuz I get a temperature of the room in the beginning, and it doesn't matter, hey, 12 deals a year or less, 12 deals a year or more, raise your hand. Doesn't matter. And every one of them, I ask, who's struggling with traffic, who's struggling with conversion. 99% of every room I go into, everybody's hand is up for traffic. Yep. They all need more traffic.
I've never met a real estate agent that had too many leads.
That's right. And every opportunity I get, I throw it out there. I'm like, listen, it's not the best real estate agent that wins. It's not. Like, I don't care how good of a real estate agent you are. You will get stomped in the ground 10 times out of 10 if you're going to head with somebody that's a better marketer, period. They're going to just outmarket your ass. They're going to outmarket you to acquire the client. They're going to outmarket you when they get face-to-face to why you would want to do business with them other than another real estate agent. It's like, I tell people this all the time, and the ones that embrace it and do it, they're the ones thriving. If you understand that you're a marketer first, that just happens to do X, Y, and Z, that's the first thing. And then the second thing is that you build your business going after motivated sellers. You do those two things, almost a lot of your problems, as long as you are increasing your leadership capabilities, you can withstand any market in any market conditions. But it's really nailing those two concepts and understandings and going all in, checking the boxes on those core four. And then, then you get over to the other side of the equation, which he calls his lead getters. And his lead getters, that's where your past clients are sending you leads. That's where your vendors. And the one thing that I've been telling a lot of folks, Cuz and Albie, is that a lot of these vendors aren't reaching in their pockets anymore, right? They're hesitant on doing that. They might sponsor this or sponsor that. But I would damn sure say, listen, to make this a healthy relationship, I need you guys sending me deals, and reminding them of that all the time. Like how we used to send our vendors, hey, you helped 7 of our clients this month. You made this much money off of our clients, right? So, it's a little bit easier to send that check our way. But I would just be reminding the shit out of them. Like, you need to be sending me real estate agents opportunities. You need to be sending me client opportunities if you want to maintain this healthy relationship. And to me, that's another key component in the lead getter side of things. Your people need to be finding deals. And then the other that Hermosi talks about is, if you have to pay an agency to be able to do some stuff for you. But man, leads, traffic. So Albie, welcome, brother. We were just kind of chatting a little bit about, Funnel Pilot, checking the box of what the box it checks, being able to, implement that into the core four. And what I was sharing with Cuz is that the people that are thriving right now, because there's a lot of agents that are not. There's a lot of agents that are paralyzed. There's a lot of agents that are stuck. There's a lot of agents that are scared. But the agents that are thriving right now, besides staying disciplined and consistent to the activities within their control, they've got a combination of at least 3 to 4 of the lead getters and core 4 working in their business, be it social media, paid ads, clients sending them business, vendors sending them business. Out of the 8, out of Hermosi's 8, the ones that are thriving have a minimum of 3 that are working really, really well.
Yeah. I mean, that was a lesson I learned too late. Jay, I think, had one of the best examples. Like, you know, when you're low on funds, the best thing that you could do is grow your network. And the whole network marketing idea is all about relationships. Mm-hmm. And Jay, I know that one of the first things you started to do to grow your network was you showed up at the board, was it the Commerce
Chamber of Commerce? Chamber
of Commerce. Like, when you think about it, that's brilliant. It's full of business owners, people that are entrepreneurial, same mindset, and you grew your network.
Yeah.
And you positioned yourself as the expert. You gave value. You did all of the principles and checked those boxes. And when those people sent you a lead, it was free. There was no 35% referral fee coming out of it. They were already predisposed to do business with you because the person who referred you probably edified you without you knowing it, because they're like, oh yeah, this guy Jay, this guy's on his game. You know, I know all this information about the Lawton market because he comes in and gives us this information, and everyone's thirsty for it. They love it, you know, especially the ones that own real estate and homes. So that was a brilliant move, and it was a move I didn't make. I got sucked into, like, and I'm not saying, you know, that these are, you know, the wrong move or anything, but those networking groups that meet every Monday where you pay X amount of dollars. I can't think of the name of it. But I went to a couple. I got invited. Like, I'm sure everyone has got invited to one of those. And I got there, and I just didn't, like, I was young. I was the youngest person by far in that room, which I'm sure you were too, Jay. But I just felt like a fish out of water in there. It felt like these guys were a bunch of takers. I didn't hear any referrals rolling back and forth at these meetings. So for me, it felt like a waste of time. So, you know, if I would have known then what I know now, I would have just worked that room differently. And I would have probably done more of those in different areas. And again, to grow that network and then handpicked. I think that Nick DeVito, in doing his ROI networks, is nailing it because you picked the room, you know?
Yeah.
So I love that concept. As soon as Nick shared it with me, I actually, he invited me to come out to one of the meetings. Solid.
It is badass. Yeah.
Solid group of people. Like, I jived with every one of those because Nick handpicked them, you know? And they're there to give. And when everyone's there to give, everybody gets. So, you know.
Yeah. No, I love that strategy. I think the connecting with the small business owners is always right. You know, it's kind of that, you know, Gary V's neighborhood mayor type of concept. We saw Kyle Whistle dominate with it in the beginning for him, right? When he would go and showcase all the local businesses in doing something of that nature from a social media perspective, being able to create those videos, being able to create those relationships, showcase that. I know that type of approach in your smaller markets really tends to lend well because, you know, just the connections and the relationships. And it's the thing that we've always embraced, right? As being that expert mentor is also positioning ourselves as the go-to resource and a reason for people to stay connected with us. And that's part of that lifetime value equation is giving them a reason for us to reach out and a reason for them to reach back out to us because we've got all the connections. We got all the best of the best. We got the resources. And I think, you know, we were scratching the surface of it a little bit in Lawton before, you know, things kind of shifted around and, you know, the direction we ended up going. But I think we were doing it right with the vendor, our vendor group, our vendor association. Like, we were really creating that and adding, you know, coming first and foremost from a place of contribution and adding value. I mean, anytime we learned anything, we were passing it on to them because we wanted them to thrive, because we understood the lifetime value concept is that, you know, it's our responsibility to control and manufacture the experience. And if they've got to deal with it, and I think of, you know, like Jeff's keys, right? Our key guy, like, even if they have to go deal with him in their office and to go get keys cut, or we're going to do it for them, or recommend if they need to go do it, that they have an experience that translates to somebody from us that we value, that we want to really, push towards them. So I think it's just really being intentional with that. And you guys know it. I think a lot of agents, they are too short-sighted to focus on the importance of nurturing and building those relationships.
It's critical. It's absolutely critical. And, and over time, the thing that, we didn't learn until we started tracking it differently. And we started asking, who do we need to thank for sending us your business? Like, the ripple effect of all those relationships, and people, they talk to 2 or 3 people before they decide to call an agent or whatever. There's people out there throwing your name around all the time. And, they see the marketing and things that we were doing, but really the influence of another person was the reason that they called. Mm-hmm. And, I think that's, something we overlooked for a long time. We thought the marketing was doing all the, generating all the opportunities, but really there was somebody that was influential somewhere along the way that said, hey, you need to call these guys. That's done by building a reputation and building relationships.
Yeah, it is. It's, man, what a shift, right? And you just changed that question. And it's like, so a lot of people, right, they're kind of taught to, ask where did the business come from? And so all of that stuff can be tracked these days. So the better question is, when that shift is who do we need to thank for sending our way, and then go reward that behavior, right? So now that gives you a reason to reach out to that person and thank them. Handwritten card, small little gift card, make it personalized if you can, just something small, right, as a thank you. And it goes a long, long ways to really building that lifetime value and really building a really, just a killer reputation in the marketplace. Oh, show.
Yeah. I mean, I know that, we're talking about, the networking piece of it and getting the referrals, but as, Jay, John, the 3 of us have talked about a million times, is that's the best business that you want to get, but it isn't predictable. Right. Which, kind of going back to the funnel pilot, why it's been so popular since we've been offering this, which is really, I was actually thinking about this, and I'll just share this, guys. I have to fly. I haven't spoke on a stage in probably a year. I don't know. It's maybe it's not been a year, but it feels like a year. And the boys up in Canada, they're doing a really killer event in Ottawa, and I fly there tomorrow. And my level of anxiety has been growing slowly all the way up and even until last night, because I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to get up there and spit. Which I have, I have a keynote that I've done a million times, and I'm like, I don't want to do that one again. I want to give real value. And so what I think I've landed on is, okay, if there's anybody, because the whole premise, and I don't know if they got this from us, because what we did was a Double Your Business Live Forever. This is an all-day event with, I think, like 6 speakers, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, like it's an all-dayer. And it's a triple your business, So, okay, triple it. So I'm like, well, my Burn the Boats keynote is good for mindset and making a decision and all that stuff, but I'm not sure how it's translating. I mean, sure, I could translate it into like how to triple your business, but a lot of people in that room that want to grow a team that don't know how to grow a team. What we've been doing with, the whole premise of using Funnel Pilot as the carrot, and why I could look at and do screenshots of my calendar that had 5-6 appointments a day. I know, Jay, you've got yours, of appointments of agents that want, they're missing lead generation. There's a reason why that webinar works so good. You nailed it, as far as the execution on it and the delivery of the message, but it's the premise of what they're looking for. It solves a big problem for thousands of agents out there. And that's lead generation. They just don't understand it. They could have the CRM. They could even watch a video on how to actually, do the ad, and 90% won't do it. Right. And it's not because they don't want to be successful. It's because they get paralyzed. It's overwhelm and paralysis, and it just stops them in their tracks, so they do nothing.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think that's what I'm going to go up. So if anyone's up in Canada listening in on this, I'm coming tomorrow. We're going to be the event's Thursday, and I think I'm going to talk about how to grow a team. You know, like if I had a gun to my head, you got to grow a real estate team locally. That's what I would do, and kind of just show that. Obviously, we have nothing to sell, which is even better. So I'm just going to kind of share what we did to create that many appointments, and just kind of, I guess, put some. Maybe there's a way that we could, you know, I don't know, Jay, or Jay. I don't know where your mind. Maybe there's a way that at the end we can figure a way what to do with like the ending of it. But I'm not trying to go up and sell shit. But there might be.
The thing that I'm most excited about with Funnel Pilot is, we're starting. It's the same way we coach people, right? Like, okay, where are you at right now? Okay, we need to start closing deals, right? Like that almost everybody is in that, that boat where they're like, man, I don't know where my next deal's coming from. I need something, to start closing some deals. And so, but as we coach people through, through years of coaching with us, we implement that one pillar, and now we have an oil well that's pumping. Then we move on to this thing, and then we're implementing multiple things in the business. That's how you get to 100 transactions. Is it's not going to be just one thing; it's going to be multiple things. And so, Funnel Pilot. The other piece of it is having us do it for you. I talked to a lady the other day that she watched the webinar and she took it to heart that I can just go do this because I know how to build a Facebook ad. I can do this, no problem. Well, there was probably 5 things that she had done that were not the way we do them. And 5 things, times, multiplied against each other in terms of the whole funnel was getting, $20 cost per lead versus, we're getting 3 to 5. And so, it's a huge difference. So like, you can go do it. Yeah. But it's way easier if we do it for you. And it, removes the brain damage part of it. So, being tied in with Lofty, as a platform, especially with the AI and all the things that they have going, that is the nucleus of the business. Everything that you have should be organized and inside of your database so that you can communicate to your sphere of influence, communicate to your past clients, staying top of mind. Like all of those things are still centralized around, one system that you should be doing it from. And so, but there's all these other things, like no different than, I just reached out to Chris Stingay, the guy from the ROI, what is it? ROI net, what is it called again? ROI, the networking thing. Everybody should be doing that. Like, if you don't have, you have a network, whether you've organized it and started to really, functionally try to add value to all of the people in your network, and then, have a system for them also doing that for you, and everybody being bought into that together. That's just, why would you not be doing that? Like, it's just, that's another thing that you should be adding. And, agents, they start doing this one thing, then they stop doing it and they move on to the next thing. But like, there's multiple areas that if you implement these types of systems, that creates that consistent, 5, 6, 7, 8 deals a month. And that's, that's what over time we're going to help people implement with Funnel Pilot.
Love it. Any updates or conversations around kind of what leadership's got cooking? Anything else? I know there's some things going to be rolled out in the future, but as far as feedback, as the changes that were made, obviously the first rollout of the changes with RevShare, and any other things that you guys have heard that just want to kind of repeat or put back out there?
I haven't heard anything new. It's every conversation I have now with people that are coming on board. I even had one yesterday. I think we talked a little bit about this last week, but as a son and his dad, his son got his license and he kind of helps with marketing or whatever. And, normally I would say, well, with a husband, with a dad and a son, it's a little bit different because you have to stack. But the benefit of this new thing is, like, y'all are going to get paid. Put everything, if he comes in this kid's going to come in first, and then the dad's coming in behind him. Well, you're going to get paid twice you're going to get paid on everything that you put under your dad right away. So like he's got like 15 agents. And so I was like, dude, you're getting paid. Like, I mean, you don't have to worry about having 1 or 5 or 10 for quite a while. This, if it's just going to be easier for people to start getting revenue share. I mean, that's the huge difference in our model now versus everybody else's.
It was it's funny, man. I had was on with one of our friends up north yesterday, and he's only brought one agent over, and he opened up his rev share, and it was several $100 in there, and he's like, "Holy shit!" Right? He goes, "That took care of my cell phone and my insurance payment," and I was like, "Yeah, pretty cool, huh?" He's like, "Yeah, it was really cool."
Wait till it pays for your house payment, your electricity bill, your car payment. And then your marketing, like that's, you're crazy if you go to another company, because like you literally can fund your entire business out of just helping other agents come aboard. I mean, it's difficult to struggle if you understand, the game that we're playing and the opportunities you have in front of you.
No, it's fantastic. And so we've got that coming, things rolling out. Obviously, here we are, and mantra into out, maybe even kind of conversate when you're up north a little bit. It's a little weird time right now, right? From a seasonality perspective, and it's easy to get complacent. And talking with Spence yesterday, I'm up there, right? Like it's the best 2 months of the year weather-wise, right? And so like everybody's kind of been itching to get that outdoors, and so from an agent perspective, and I was on a couple of calls this morning with a couple of teams, I'm like, guys, don't fall off your consistency. Stay consistent right now, because there's a lot of agents, graduations, there's summer vacations, there's people that are going to lose a little momentum and a little interest, especially with the weather changing. And this is as agents, this is your opportunity to stay consistent. Find your 20-mile march and hit it right daily. Like, what is that daily requirement of you? And don't fall off. Don't fall off right now. That's all I can tell a lot of people, because there's a lot of agents that have been kind of grinding, figuring it out, going hard, meeting a little resistance, and they're going to throttle off a little bit. This is the time to lean in, stay on our toes.
Yeah. Double down.
Yep.
Stay on our toes. Well, fantastic. So I know we've got some announcements coming. We're rolling out with obviously Funnel Pilot. I know we've got some concierge stuff coming as well. And then we've also, gearing up to September with Agent to CEO and Rock and Rescue. So looking forward to that as well. And then obviously a little bit beyond that, October, we've got EXPCon in Miami. And what's going on with a lot of the builds? I see the builds are starting to roll out a little bit. Any other insight, any other event things to keep on the radar as we're coming into summertime?
I don't have that in front of me. But yeah, the regionals are banging. The builds that are happening, I don't know what the schedule looks like for the remainder of the year, but getting people to live events has always and will always be consistently one of the best things you can do for agent attraction. So if you're not doing that, you're missing out. That's how you get people to, big decisions are happen at big events. Get people to events.
Yeah.
Yep.
Transfer of energy.
Yeah, you're speaking at one of the builds, aren't you, coming up? I'm not sure which one. Was it the one down in they're doing it on a cruise ship out of Orlando? Yeah, I thought you were.
So. I don't think so.
I'm gonna be in the Detroit one. Well, it's not in Detroit, but it's suburb of Michigan. Curtis Shewell, our man, he's heading that one up, and that's beginning of August. I think like August 1 or 3, something like that. 1, 2, or 3. So, hey, if you're gonna be up there, it's gonna be a good time. I'm actually taking my boat up,
nice,
Lake Erie, all the way up the Detroit River. I'm gonna dock it in that Lake St. Clair, and so we're gonna have a little party up there on the new honey badger. Just got it wrapped. I gotta send you guys the picture of it.
Oh yeah,
I got it looks like a brand new boat. Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome. Well, fantastic, guys. You know, stay focused, stay active. You know, stay clear, plan. Obviously, go to resource. All you guys listening in, honeybadgernation.com. You got any questions? You guys need anything? Feel free to hit us up. That's what we're here for, and we'll keep rocking and rolling with you.
Right on.
All right, see you guys.
Later.